Yo.
Deactivated.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're going to be taking a look at XG's HESONOO and XGene. It is a performance video. I'm very excited about this. I think I've looked at one other XG video and it was the puppet show, and a lot of you guys have recommended for me over the past, I think since it was a Street Woman Fighter season 2, I've been getting a lot of requests for XG, so I'm very happy that there is a natural something new released where I can definitely take a look, and it's a performance video, so I really feel like we're going to be looking at more of a dance concept than just a comeback, if that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and we're going to check it out.
Welcome. Orbital phase initiated. Accessing the mainframe. 7. Life forms detected. Accessing. Hibernation deactivated. Landing sequence initiated.
This is definitely a shift of energy.
XG, one with action beta testing. New chapter go hard. Alpha 2, mega level, set it off. Ain't no limit of gimmicks, we got beyond it, keep it haunted. Love it or hate it, whether you alienated, client integrated, all day, never do, we flame it, gladiator, money, not in the table. Utility and roll, fresh off the extraordinary wool, intergalactical, tactical flow, going ballistic and out of this world. Kazi, stun, fihu, 9, back up, 7, equal 1. They wanna know if it's a hit or a miss. Shoot for the stars and we land on the head. So mess with the taking, you know it's the last. You like to know that I love the hits. XG, yeah, we born with the action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, come test me. XG, yeah, we born with the action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, come test me. Reach for the stars when you follow the light. Take it to the other side. Let it sit up to the sky.
Synchronizing.
Howling the start from where we are. Endlessly shine in the dark. Shine in the dark.
Yo. I was not expecting that at all. That was wild. That was really cool. I was expecting, like, not gonna lie, because I had just been reacting to a ton of 17, and there's a lot of their soloists tend to do, I think it was Dano's Danceology, and then Thea, he has his contemporary art, and they do like performance or like concept videos, and I had just come off of that, so I was not expecting, I'm assuming this is all of the members, and I was not expecting like a full group performance situation. Like, yo, this took such a turn in the coolest way possible, not gonna lie. From the top, goodness, I got little goosies a little bit here. Completely threw me for a loop on this. Now this beginning here, a lot of people may be wondering, it does sound like a horror movie, but you may be asking why. Of course, not only do you hear it in horror movies, but part of the question would be, why does it sound so anxious, or it builds anxiety? Reason why is it's a term called cognitive dissonance. So it means that whenever you hear an instrument or you hear a sound or a concept, and normally it's done in a very different way than how, or it's supposed to be played a certain way, or it's supposed to be in a particular environment that's not meant for death or meant for negative things or scary things, but it's placed in a scary situation or a situation that's out of your control that could promote harm or danger. And with instruments like the violins, with the strings screeching like that, they're not being played in harmony. They're being played out of harmony, and they're playing abnormally long as well. in the build. And so that's kind of how you have this energy of where it feels concerning to keep watching, but you can't look away. It's kind of like that, where you want to know what happens when the sound stops. Anticipation. So it's really cool to kind of see them. That's the very first thing you hear out of this track. They also have this bird box kind of drapery over ribbon, very much to Sandra Bullock's Bird Box. I had not seen the movie, so I don't know the construct. I don't know if there's a connection or anything, or the term HESONOO and X gene, if there's something in particular where that happens with. But that's so cool to have that, and how all of them have different under outfits. Which is really cool. Under bodysuits, that's what it is. So I love the heartbeat doom doom with just the illusion with the feet. This is just gorgeous. That aerial shot was so cool. It's still cool. Folding it in. Placement of the hands really matters with these types of things. So when you notice that everybody is trying to be intentional with one, the one that is closest to the camera is the one that is lower. But also notice that some of them are choosing to hold the palm up and some are holding it sideways. Those little things do make it appear a little different. Some of them have their hands closer together, but because they're all wearing subtly different bodysuits underneath, it's not quite as bothersome. And for me, I was approaching this as a dance concept, which dance concepts are naturally going to be harder to critique or provide feedback for because it is conceptual, right? It's in the eye of the beholder. It's similar to artwork almost to a degree, where sometimes when I watch something it makes me not want to critique it, but here they do build it to a really cool place. It's more of a performance video than a dance concept, but it's super dope. 7, love that. 7, 1 doon 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 doon. They all went same range, but there was no sound to justify their count, so that was really beautiful to see that there. They're looking around and they're pulling. You can see the connection going off of feeling. And there's a chance that that is more of a sheer material, not quite as opaque. So they can probably see through, but not well. But that's still very nice. They're going off of feeling here. That right there, peeling out from the center all the way out to the side. Their intention of where their head is very important. Draping down and up. They had to go off of feeling here to practice. This was cool. It kind of feels like an eye, you know, and then draping down. Moving around, leaning towards. I know this was a thumbnail, so that's what I was expecting. One person, I wasn't expecting everybody. This right here, boom, doom, doom. Just this walk in this presence reminds me very much of Jam Republic. I'm not saying that this is Jam was a part of this in any way. That's not what I mean. It's just I'm kind of explaining where my brain is immediately going whenever I see certain postures. And here, this is a very dominating performance, very feminine, but also very stoic, warrior-esque is what it feels like here. Ding ding with the accent. That right there, do 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 do, and then they drop, having one person accent up, coming back up, do 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 do, dropping back down. Goodness gracious. Taking it, boom, but in this type of lighting where it's darker, so you technically can't see them do it, but it looks like a really fun movement there, and then they're now ready to go. She takes it, grabs it, they pull it. Ooh, beta testing, goodness. Now I feel like I gotta see the lyrics. X gene beta testing. Whew, and they bleed it in like DNA gets extracted from here, blood gets taken. I love it. Yeah, I love it where you have your feature here in the center and then you have everybody kind of just go about. What's nice is where you have a kind of a spotlight with the darkness surrounding. It's really easy to mask scenes. So what I mean by masking is you can transition into scenes. So you ever see when people get cut out in thumbnails where you like have somebody cut out and then they're placed over a different background? That's called a masking, where you kind of create a mask where it goes over somewhere else. So that's a little video tidbit for you. So it's really cool in these cases where they can very easily overlay multiple videos together to do seamless transitions because of the opaqueness and the sometimes I say that word wrong, so forgive me if I do. It's opacity, something of those lines. Just it's very dark and very solid, so it is easy to transition into other dark and solid backgrounds. So that's just really cool to see this here. Having your feature not pick up the foot, but having everybody else pick up the foot. Set it off, and she throws it, and we're right back here to that black background. I will say something I'm very impressed with is how close, like, look how seamless this transition is. That's super dope. So for me, it really feels like, so it is 2 shots because getting the lights to switch like that with a different, so it feels like it's the same place, and this is a monitor screen, and they're switching the screen and the lighting is different. So this is where the lighting is a little bit dimmer. It's just very impressive how they shot that. I really love that they shot that there. It's either they have a tripod or their keyframing is insane. I love that. I love that boom, boom, da-da-doom, and they go down all day and we slaying it. And they go slaying it, taking them more like, let's go. And then they pushing away gladiator mind. They not entertained yet. Right here, mutated DNA. So they chose to go with a head ISO because mostly you don't see people, like this is not a normal thing people do, head ISOs, right? So they use that to help with the creating like mutation. Something's not quite right. It's mutated form. So sometimes you see people take a more like broken down, you know, when bones get reconstructed and they're transforming into something mutated. That was a really interesting way to kind of tie that in here while also maintaining choreo, having people go from the back, creating a sense of purpose and drive as they're going to frame their more stationary choreography. Intergalactical tactical flow. Yeah, intergalactical flow. Love that. And then you can also tell whenever they did the switch out again, notice you have people in the back and then you see them kind of drape out to the side. So it's just slightly, the timing slightly different, or their depth in that transition is slightly different. That's how you can tell two different shots. Love this cosmic stunt. She comes in and then they all cannon out. I absolutely love that. So it turns actually into a cannon, which means you have one person move and then you have other people join in on the move that she previously did, and then it turned it into an add-ons, which was really cool. Yeah, let me go back one more time, see if I can get this. Yeah, so they go down and they drop and then they go to an add-on with everybody except for the last two, and then they turn and then they join in. So it's actually, she moves, they turn, they add, they turn, they add. Let's go 7. Pack of 7 equals 1. Hit or a miss, shoot for the stars and would land on their heads. And I love on the head, her head turns, boom, and then she comes up. Don't mess with the technique, you know that's flawless. I love that. It's ballsy when you say, hey, our technique is flawless, because sometimes technique is not flawless, but they're doing a pretty good job so far of being clean. I love that with the X. It's nice because we know we have XG. We born with the X gene. Yeah, we've already seen that. Having that, having our feature over to the side, they're kind of looking over. At least one of them is. So that's really nice to have it all connected in some way. And they go boom, da-do, and then they come back over here. Yeah, back to the XG, so instead of the fingers, they dropped down to the forearms now, and then using more of a kick to transition, which is really nice. Really great way to transition or ebb and flow with your members. Super dope. Don't test me. And now we're back. They all disappeared, and now she has come out of the abyss. That was gorgeous. And then they all come out. And then from here, look, boom, beautifully black background, so then you can very seamlessly transition over to a new clip. I love that. Beautiful. The energy here, that's gorgeous. Aerial shot, boom, howling the start, howling at the moon, howling up, love it. That, do you hear those harmonies? Like that is just, like that's what, it's just so, it's so vibrant.
Howling the start from where we are, endlessly shining the dark.
Endlessly shining the dark. I will say some of their English phrasing is slightly off, but all in all though, this harmony sounds sick. And I love the interlocking here, really kind of show more of a signified front, a more dignified, unified front. Shining in the dark, where it's very bright with darkness surrounding, so it's a really great way to do that. Right there, and then they lean in, there's a good chance, and then we're about to see this bleed through. So how they did that is they're here, boom, and they picked up the elbow, draping it all the way down. That's freaking sick, guys. That like really threw me for a 360 and a half, low-key. That was super, super dope, and I'm really glad that this is one of like, I mean, I've already technically seen one of their clips of, like, I've seen their puppet show, right? It's the first like concept thing I've seen from them, and this was amazing. I love this so much because it just threw me, and that's what you want sometimes. If you want to present something that appears one way and then it shifts and you flip it on its head but you justify it, hey, that's an A++ in my book. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Wow, that was super cool. I'm definitely very much looking forward to what they do in the future. I hope they do more of these because I'm learning. I'm very much a fan of when I get to see groups that are in the K-pop industry specifically. We're able to see them branch out and do performance clips or dance concepts because I feel like we get to see them more as artists versus just idols. You know, I feel like we get to see them more as people and creatives, and we get to see some of the just choices that are a little different, that are maybe made for camera, not made for live performances. Like this, it wouldn't be made for live performance, but like the camera work on this was so tasteful. It was very practical, and I was very much a fan of some of those fixed cam portions where they switch that screen up, because that shows their precision and their fluency of the choreography, and it's very impressive from the whole team standpoint, not just the members. So thank you guys again for watching. If you want to see more of K-pop content, dance content, I have all of that, a ton of it on YouTube, but I have all of it, even copyrighted stuff, all on Patreon. Even this video was released an entire day early compared to when it's released on YouTube. So if you're somebody that wants to be in the know and is impatient like me, that's why I have Patreon. You get to see as I make content, it goes on there, so it's at completely random times daily. So yeah, so each day it'll be something different. So but I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.